Hi everyone, welcome to a new After Effects tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show how to create the Saber glitch animation. So let's get started. Create a new composition and I will call this Saber logo placeholder. Full HD resolution, 24 frames per second and 10-second duration. Hit OK. Now drag and drop your logo or text here. I will press S to scale it down. And now go to project panel and Ctrl D to duplicate this, and I will rename this as a meta logo placeholder because we will use this as a meta logo along the way, so let's keep it that way. Now create a new comp and I will name this Saber animation. Same setting, hit OK. Let's drag it here. Now drag and drop this Saber logo placeholder here. Now go to layer, auto trace. Make sure you untick this apply to new layer option. Hit OK. Now go to Saber logo placeholder and we can disable this for now because we only need the mask for this tutorial. Now select this layer and go to Windows, Effect and Preset, search for Saber. This is a free plugin from Video Copilot. I will put link in the description. Okay. Now after you double click this, now go to Effect Control Panel and here I will set the preset to teen. Okay, and set the glow intensity to maybe 50. Let's keep it 50. Go to customize scope and set the core type to layer mask like that. Now go to 0 second and create a keyframe for start offset and in offset. Also create a keyframe for the mask evolution. I'll put both the three of these values to 0. Okay. Now press U on your keyboard to reveal all the keyframe. Any case, if you have a keyframe for the mask path, we can disable it. We don't need any keyframe for the mask, so let's disable it. Now go to 1 second and 20 frames forward and create a keyframe again. And I will set start offset to 100 and in offset to 100 as well. Just give mask evolution 1. We don't see anything because we need to offset these layers, so select all the keyframe and press F9 on the keyboard. It will ease. Now select these in offset keyframes and drag 12 frames forward like that. Now we have an animation like this. I will also drag this mask evolution key right there. Okay. Now go to flicker and I will set flicker intensity to 500 and flicker speed to 30, and make sure you tick this mask randomize option. So it will have a randomized flickering like this. Now select this layer and Ctrl D to duplicate. Set the blend mode to screen and I will change the values of this layer. Press U on the keyboard to reveal all the keyframe. Now go to 0 second. I will set start offset to 100 and let's go 12 frames forward. I will set the in offset to 100 as well. Now go to 2 second mark and set the end offset to 0. Now go to here and set the start offset to 0. Okay. Now basically it will go other way around, and I will also set the mask evolution to -1. Now select this layer and I will set the glow color to white in this layer. Now Ctrl D to duplicate again and I will offset it by maybe, let's see, yeah, I will offset it by 6 frame like that. Also change the colors of this layer. I will give it a bit of light blue, something like that. Okay, that's perfect. Now let's create our metallic layer. Now let's drag and drop this reflection map texture. You guys can download this texture in the link in the description, and I will drag and drop this reflection map. Now press S on your keyboard and I will scale it down like this. Now go to Effect and Preset, search for Motion Tile Effect. Let's add it to the layer. Now go to effect control, make sure you're in the 0 second, create a keyframe for the tie center. Now go to end of the comb and let's drag it until it reach 3000. Now we have a simple slide animation like this. If you want to fill this background, you can use this output with value. I will set this to 260. Okay, perfect. Now select this layer, right click, pre-compose. I will select this move all attribute into the new composition option. And let's name this reflection map. Hit OK. Now drag and drop this metal logo placeholder. Make sure you reflection map in the below and set the track map to alpha matte. Okay. Now you have something like this. Not exactly what we are looking. Now let's select the reflection map. Go to effect and preset, search for CC class. Now double click and go to effect controls. I will set the surface bump map to this metal logo placeholder. Okay. Now set the softness to 100 and height to 100 as well. I will remove the displacement. So type the value 0. Now give the property to alpha. Okay. Now search for CC Globalize. I will double click again. Select the blob liners option. Now set the blob layer to metal logo placeholder. And softness, let's give it 0. And cutaway, I will give it 3. Okay. Now give a property to alpha. You should have something like this. As you can see, it's too perfect. We can add imperfection. So I have also a texture for that, a grunge pick. You guys can download this as well. So let's drop it down here. We don't need to see it, so let's hide it. Now select this reflection map. Go to effect and preset, search for compound blur, double click. Make sure it's in the top of the layer stack. And set the blur layer to our grunge pick. As you can see, it add a bit of grunge, so it add a bit of realism to the metal, and you can play with the maximum blur. I will set this to 26. Okay, that's perfect. Now let's hide it a bit. Let's find the best place to give a transition. I think it should be in the 1 second and 12 frame mark. So let's create a keyframe for the reflection map. Press T. It will bring opacity properties. Now create a keyframe for the opacity properties and I will set this to 0. Now press page down key on your keyboard 2 times. 1, 2 and set this value to 100 again. Now press again 2 times and I will set this to 0. Now copy this keyframe, Ctrl C and now paste again using Ctrl V. Now go to 2 frame forward again and set this to 100. Okay. Now select this keyframe, press Ctrl Alt left key. It will make this keyframe to whole keyframe. Basically that a bit of a flickering effect like that. So that's perfect. This is exactly what we are looking. You guys can play with the placement of these keyframes. Okay, that's great. I will set the resolution to full. So we have a full resolution. Now that's basically it for the meta text. Now drag and drop this Saber animation to a new comp like that. I will name this composition as a Saber glitch. So let's call it Saber glitch. And same setting, hit OK. Now go to 5 seconds and press N on your keyboard to in-comb here. Now make this layer 3D. I will Ctrl D to duplicate, and let's drag it down, and let's set blend mode to screen, both of these layers. Okay, and I will drag this layer down, and I will call this reflection flow. Okay, that's perfect. Now press R on the keyboard and rotate in the X by minus 180. Okay, that should be work. Now select both of layers and let's middle it like this. You guys can play with this position, and I will set this something like this. Now select this layer, go to effect and preset, search for fast box blur effect, double click, and set blur dimension to vertical and increase the blur radius until it gives a bit of blur like this. That's great. Now drag and drop this flow texture. Now also make this layer 3D, and I will press R to rotate it in the x-axis. So let's create a flow like this. Play with the Z rotation. I will press S, so it will bring scale properties. You can increase the scale like that. Press R again and play with the position of the texture. I will stick with this. Okay, that's perfect. Now select this layer, right click, pre-compose. Make sure you select the move all attribute into the new composition. I will name this as a flow texture. Hit OK. Now drag this layer to below, and we don't need to see it, so let's hide it, and make sure you select this continuously rasterize option. It will help with the camera movement. Now create a new adjustment, right click, new, and adjustment layer, and I will put it below the Saber animation, and let's call this flow blur. Now select this layer, adjustment layer, and go to effect and preset, search for compound blur. Let's double click. Now set the blur layer to our flow texture. As you can see, it adds a nice flow texture, and I will set the effect and mask and set the maximum blur to maybe 40, like that. Something like this should work. If you have a hard edge, you can select this flow texture. Okay, go to toolbar and select the rectangle tool, and you can add a little mask around there and press F. It will bring mask feather. We can increase and invert it. Okay, it should fix that problem. Now you don't see any hard edges like that. Okay, we are almost there. Now let's add some glitchy effect. Let's right click, new, adjustment layer, and I will call this glitch effect. Now search for quick chromatic aberration 2. This is a free plugin from Plugin Everything. I will put the link in the description. You guys can check it out. It's really great. Let's double click it. If you can see that there's option for scale. We can basically play with the scale values of the RGB effect and also rotation. So we can add awesome pitch effect using this method. Okay, so you guys can check it out, this awesome plugin. It's free. Now create a keyframe for the scale and rotation. I will press U, so it will bring all the keyframes. Let's find that transition position. I think, yeah, here 1 second and 12 frame. Now let's go 2 frame forward, press page down 2 times, 1 2. I will put the scale value like this and go to 2 frame forward again, 1 2, and let's play with the scale like this. I will keep doing it. And make sure you in with the 100. Okay, that's perfect. Now also add some random rotation values like this. And select all these keyframes and press Ctrl Alt left click. It will convert this into the whole keyframes. I will drag it here. That's perfect. You guys can play with this effect. Okay, I just want to show you the technique. That's perfect. Now you can add a new adjustment layer, and let's call this lens distortion, and let's search for optic compensation effect. Double click and click this reverse lens distortion and set the field value to maybe 80. Let's see, yeah, something like this should work. Now select this all the layers, right click, pre-compose, and I will name this glitch animation, Saber glitch animation. Hit OK. Now create a background, right click, new, solid, and I will call this BG for background. Let's give it dark color. It doesn't matter, we are going to add a gradient ramp effect. So let's drag it down, go to vector and preset, search for gradient ramp. And I will set the ramp shape to radial ramp. Okay, now bring it middle and increase this like this. And you can give in color bluish color if you want. I think bluish is really matched with this effect. You guys can experiment with different colors if you want. And you can increase this ramp scatter to maybe 500. It will remove this kind of ribbon effect. If you go to Saber glitch animation comp, we can also add a bit of light shadow. So let's select this, Ctrl D to duplicate. I will drop it down here and press R, and I will increase the X rotation. Let's drag it down like this and search for fast box play effect. For this one I will go with horizontal, and let's increase it. It's a nice flow light like that. I really like that effect. So now right click, new, add an adjustment layer, and I will call this noise. It's better to add a bit of noise so it will not perfect looking. I will add noise HLS effect. Go to noise, I will give squared, and let's increase the lightness, something like this. Okay, you can also add a free aspect ratio bar if you want. Right click, new, solid. I will call this aspect ratio bar. Hit OK. Now go to toolbar and double click the rectangle tool and double click again and press Ctrl on the keyboard and drag it like that. Okay, now go to mask and subtract. That's add a bit of filmic effect. If you want to, you can keep it like that. Now we need to add a nice camera movement. So let's go to Saber glitch animation. Right click, new, camera, and make sure you're using 2-node camera and hit OK. Now press P on your keyboard. It will bring a position. Now go to end of the comp and create keyframe. Now go to 0 second. Let's drag it until 3000 mark. So you should have a simple camera movement like this. Okay, you guys can play with the camera movement. I will stick with this one for this tutorial. And that's it. I hope you guys learned something new in this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button. If you have any question, please don't forget to ask in the comment section. And thank you so much for the Patreon supporters. Also, if you guys want to download this project file or the project file in my Patreon page, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.